Now we're going to be making chicken enchiladas over rice. We're going to get started on the rice. If you watched the last video, you saw where I did a whole chicken in the Instant Pot and I'm making two meals. The first one was fettuccine alfredo. This is the second meal. It's going to be the chicken enchiladas. So if that's something you're interested in, stick around and I'll show you how I make delicious enchiladas with Spanish rice with all real ingredients. The ingredients we're going to be using today is Jasmine rice. They have been rinsed. Add a jar of home canned tomatoes. When it's finished cooking, I'm going to add a jar of black beans. I do have a can of green chilies, some homemade enchilada sauce. We're going to use an organic chicken broth. I have two types of cheese here. This is a cheddar, and then this one is a pepper jack. I mix them together. And I also have some Stacy's Organic Tortillas. And as for spices, I have 2 tablespoons of fajita seasoning. This is a homemade fajita seasoning. If that's something you're interested in, leave a comment below. And on a video coming out soon, maybe we'll make it together. And then I also have a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of oregano, a half a teaspoon of black pepper. So first we're going to go ahead and get started on making the rice in the Instant Pot. We're going to add 1.5 cups of chicken stock. We're going to add the jar. This is a pint-sized jar of whole tomatoes. We're not going to worry about breaking those down because we can break them down once everything's done. We're going to add this small can of green chilies, pepper and oregano, and our fajita seasoning. And we're going to give that a stir. We're going to make sure we get the herbs and the spices mixed in with the liquids in here. And we're breaking up the tomatoes as we're going along. And I have 1.5 cups of rice. This is jasmine rice that we rinsed. And goes the rice. And now we're just going to hit the rice button and let it do its thing for the 12 minutes. And when that time is up, we're going to move on to the next step. Okay, we have our chopped chicken. We have 2 cups of mild cheddar and 2 cups of pepper jack. We're actually going to put half of this in with the chicken. I did mix them all together. And we're going to add our half a cup reserved of enchilada sauce. We're going to stir that all together. And the same fajita mix we used in the rice, we're going to put 1 tablespoon. We're going to put 2 tablespoons in the chicken mixture. Alright, so we got our chicken ready. We've got our reserved cheese ready. Just got to wait on the rice. We got our oven on. It's preheating to 350 degrees. In this bowl we have the Instant Pot rice with the enchilada sauce, the tomatoes, the green chilies, and all the spices and herbs. We're going to go ahead and add our rinsed black beans, and we're going to add half of the reserved cheese. We're going to save the rest of it to go on top of the enchiladas after we build it. Get that all stirred in. We have a paper towel here and some olive oil. We just want to coat the bottom of our bacon dish with olive oil down up the sides. And now we're going to dump our rice, black bean, cheese mixture in here. Delicious. We have our Stacy's tortillas, and we're going to roll them up. These actually freeze very well. I bought a case and I think it was 12. I'll leave a link in the description about these tortillas. But they freeze very well. I just take them out of the freezer about 2 or 3 hours before I'm ready to use it, and they're very pliable. Now we're ready to build our enchiladas. So I've got the rice mixture in the pan over here. I got the tortillas right here, and then I have my chicken mixture here. And I did taste the rice. It's spot on with the spices. So we're gonna put maybe a quarter of a cup. And we're just gonna roll them up, same side down, right on top of the rice. And we're gonna do that with all the tortillas or until we run out of room on our pan. And the oven is up to temperature. Alright, that is the last tortilla. We have a little bit of chicken left, but this will not go to waste. This will make a great sandwich, like a barbecue sandwich, but a fajita sandwich, so don't throw that away. Or if you like, you can just put it in a Ziploc bag and stick it in the freezer for the next time you make enchiladas. So we're going to wrap this up with aluminum foil, and we're going to stick it in the oven for about 40 minutes. Then we're going to take the aluminum foil off and then put the remainder cheese on top and bake it uncovered for another 10 minutes. The enchilada has been in the oven for 45 minutes. We took it off. We're going to take the aluminum foil off and add the cheese on top. The remainder of the cheese, we're just going to sprinkle on top. And we're going to put it back in the oven for 10 more minutes. Alright, the enchiladas just came out of the oven. It's piping hot. We're not going to taste it. Once it cools off, we'll wrap it back up with aluminum foil, stick it in the refrigerator, and when we heat it up, you can microwave it or you can put it in the oven and bake it again if you like. But this is actually going to be my lunches for a couple days, and I'll probably share it with some friends at work. So thank you for spending the day with me in the kitchen. If you like, hit that subscribe button. Like my videos, I would appreciate it. And you're all always welcome in my home, and this is Gravy in the Kitchen. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Thank you.